Hi guys, and welcome to the last hobby vlog from me, Andreas, the Norwegian Viking, in 2015. So I thought I should use this opportunity to show off the entirety of the work I've done this year. I don't think I will be finishing any more models in the last 1.5 days of the year. Um, I started the year with Battle Company's Season 1, and I picked the Hunter Rock army for my army that time, and that has sprawled, well, a small army, really. I plan to do more for this as we are doing a project later on this year, but so this is the entirety of the army I've done so far. So what we have here is we have 9 Hunter Orcs on Warg, we have 12 Hunter Orcs on foot, we have 6 loose Wargs, we have a casualty marker, we have Thimble, and we have Yazneg. So we have a bunch of models. Some of them were finished during the Advent period because I didn't get to finish them all during the year. But if you go a bit closer, I think I've done a good job on the models. They each will stand out individually because that's the way I painted them. That's the way I paint most of my models, as individuals. Only shame is that he has lost his sword and I can't find it, so I have to do a green stuff sculpt of the foot version sword and mount it. So yeah, I am pretty happy with the way the army turned out. This guy you've seen recently with the hobby vlogs. So yeah, so this is the first thing I did for 2015, and glad to get to show it off. So I'm going to pause now and change scenery for the next army. Alright, so we are back, and the second army I tackled during this year was the start of the second season of Battle Companies, where I chose the Angmar Orcs. So this also grew into quite a bit of an army, and something I definitely will explore further. So this is the complete army I did. There we go. So we have 6 loose wargs, warg chieftain, 2 warg riders, a warg rider banner bearer, Gothmog footer mounted, which I used for one of my heroes. We have 3 Army of the Dead models plus an Army of the Dead banner bearer, which I used for ghostly warriors. We have 3 Deadmar specters, 3 Morgul stalkers, an orc tracker, 2 orcs with spear, 3 with sword and shield. We have 3 with bows and 3 with 200 weapons, and we have, of course, an orc captain. So as with the Hunter Orcs, these were almost exclusively painted as individuals. So there's great care for individual detail and character in every single model, even though they are lowly orcs, and something I usually do when painting models, try to give them unique flair, stuff like that. So yeah, so I will explore a bit further about what I'm planning to do with my sprawling orc army quite soon, but we have some more models to show you, so I'll bring them out and I'll be right with you. So the next project I tackled was an army for a tournament in when was it? November, late November, and I painted this army in a week or so, 1 or 2 weeks, and it includes some more models as well that I did want to finish for my battle companies, so I showed that in the previous video, but it was like Deadmar Spectre and some orcs and some stuff like that. So what we have here is the Shadowlord on foot with the nice black speech on his cape on the front and the back. We have the not so lovely shade, bit of a boring model really. The awesome Taskmaster, really cool model this, and a bunch of Blackguard. I didn't use the Shaman because it was a 500 point army, so the numbers were small, but I did use all of these models except the Shaman, plus 2 Orcs and a Deadmar Spectre. So it went quite well. I won the tournament with the army. It's quite filthy, lots of tricks at least when it works, and it definitely worked at that tournament. And I've since expanded the army, and we'll play on the Norwegian Masters tournament in about 3 weeks with all of the models you see here, plus 3 Blackguard and 3 Orcs with spears and Deadmar Spectre. So not that different of an army, but it is highly effective, I think. Alright, so that is the 3rd army I tackled during the year, so I'll show you some small pieces I did at the end, and I'll bring it back. Alright, so I'm back, and one of the things I actually didn't cover was at the start of the year I wanted to do a Goblin Town army. So I painted 1 test miniature. Not sure if you could quite see. Zoom? No? Okay. Zoom it. Yeah, here we go. So I painted a test miniature with the proper wooden base, and I never got round to finishing another model at all, because the Hunter Orcs came in the way. But it is something I have planned, so maybe for 2016 we will see something new for that. And the last thing, one of the last things I painted the entire year was Gandalf the Grey, foot and mounted. So the Hobbit Gandalf with the old type staff and the awesome Gandalf mounted model. Both were finished during the Advent Calendar Challenge I did. If you haven't seen it, pop back a few videos and you'll see the entire thing. It'll take you about an hour to see like 24 hobby vlogs because they aren't that long. So these were a joy to paint. And of course, yes, I painted 6 markers for use in various scenarios. So that is what I painted in the entire year of 2015. So it's a total of around 80, I think it is 81 models. I also did 25 gaming tables with scatter terrain for the big convention in June here in Norway, which is called Archon. So I did 25 tables with some help from the gaming community, and I started work on Hobbiton and that. So we'll come back now to explore what I'm going to do in 2016. So a quick peek at the future. Alright, so we're back, and it's going to be dark, not because it's really sad, because it's dark in here. Sorry about that. But yeah, I thought about this earlier this year and thought that 2016, it's the year I'm going to paint good guys, because I've painted literally 2 good models with the exception of the 4 Army of the Dead. So 2 out of like 80 models were good guys, and I didn't really explore any good armies. I played with my Mahud and my dwarves early on in the year because I didn't have any other armies finished, but I wanted to do some good. But it doesn't seem that is going to happen because me and my friend Ole Wilhelm from the channel will be doing something epic. And I know that other channels have tackled this before, but I don't think anyone has tackled this on this scale before. So what me and Ole Wilhelm is going to do is that we're going to go through every single rulebook, every single white dwarf, every single thing we can find with scenarios, and we're going to piece together a narrative of the entire span of 6 movies. So what we're going to see is we're going to start off with, of course, the last lines. Bear in mind, we will not play the 240 orc scenarios. We will play the point game from the main rulebook of The Hobbit. So, but we'll still see about 100, 120 miniatures on the orc side and a lot less on the good side. So that has made me think about what I'm going to paint up these next 2 months, really. So what I was going to do anyway was finish up the Angmar Mordor army doing for tournaments. So what we have here is that we have how many is this? It's 13 Blackguard plus a Blackguard drummer, and I just thought I was doing them all in the same go. So that is the first thing. We also have the Shadowlord mounted. You can't see him, he's in black. Yeah, and behind him we have the remnants of the failed Goblin Town project. Grinna, 5 Goblin Town and the Goblin King, all done with bases. Some of them are nearly finished, but I didn't find them when I was doing my advent calendar. I would have finished them in December, I think. In front of them we have more Mordor Orcs, which are models that I put together but didn't finish. So we have, yeah, it's too dark to see really. We have a orc captain, we have an archer, we had 2 trackers and a bunch of orcs with hand weapons and shields, and we have in front 3 casualty markers for the orcs. Yeah, it's impossible to see in the dark, sorry about that. So that is like the immediate future, and of course 1 spearman, a spear orc. So then what I did was that I made arm lists for 1200 points plus Sauron, and found every single model I would need for that kind of army. And being the crazy stupid guy I am, I just found every single model I wanted to paint for a Mordor army, and this happened. So I've been spending the last day putting together and fixing up lots of Mordor Orcs. So way in the back we have an extra set of Great Beast of Gorgoroth crew, because I received a badly cast Great Beast of Gorgoroth, and I received a new one, so I had an extra spare crew. So these are all the archers from the set, so these will make perfect archers going forward. So we have 16 archers, we have 8 200 weapon orcs, we have 16 hand weapon and shield orcs, and we have 24 spear orcs. So these are in addition to the metal orcs I've already started to paint and finished during the year. So we have 12 Mordor Uruk-hai. We have an orc shaman on a warg. We have what's his name again? Sorry, Shagrat, war leader. And we have a Mordor troll chieftain. We have Kardush the firecaller. We have a orc drummer. We have 1 extra orc from the actually 2 extra orcs, the guy throwing the big rock, and the spear orc, which are going to be converted. I think I'm going to use this for a banner bearer, really. Will be a nice banner bearer. and we have 2 shamans, as well as some bases. So this is like foot-slogging infantry, together with the blackguard, and the orcs I've already painted. This will be a huge, huge infantry army. And to really make this happen for the orcs, I think we have 2 great beasts of Gorgoroth. So I always wanted to paint this miniature, and I think now is my chance. So we have 2 of this beast of a model, pun intended, with crew, and yeah, this is going to be awesome. So I've started to like file away on bits and stuff like that. So I will probably just put together everything and find my armor list and then prioritize the painting, because we are starting the campaign in like February or something like that, and we are going to team up with some other guys because I am just human. I can't paint everything myself. So yeah, so I will do the bases. I will probably spray them and prioritize which way I'm going to paint them. Maybe just for fun, during the last couple of days I will finish these goblins. They deserve it, really. So yeah, so that is my plans for next year. So I haven't really thought about the Battle Company's army. I know the rules are coming out very soon, so I'll make like a decision, but I think I'm going to go with like Mirkwood, Thranduil's Halls, or good army with few models, so I can really like make that a passion project and just paint 1 or 2 models a week for that, and then the rest of the week paint lots and lots of orcs, really. So even though I wanted it to be the year of good guys, I see now that that might not happen. So yeah, so please give me some feedback. What do you think? Is this too big of a project to take on at one time? Do you want to see the biggest narrative series of linked games ever? Do you have any list? Because that is the biggest part of this, is we need to make the list to find out which battle comes first before that battle and so forth. So do the Banderbras took battle, when does that come along in the narrative of like Earl, when he was around? When does that happen in prospect to the Hobbit? So we are going to do some major research on this, but we need help. So please comment link to narrative, scenario list, stuff like that, or if you already have made one, please make us aware of that one, and we can use less time on that and more time to actually paint the models we need for the scenarios. So yeah, that's it for today, and I hope you had a great hobby year. I know I had, and I know that next year will be better, at least, because we have Ardacon. I'm going to both Stockport and Ardacon next year. Already saved up heaps and loads of money for it. I've bought some presents for someone, I won't say who. I have planned. We have planned as a gaming club. We have planned so far 4 tournaments in the first half year of next year here in Norway, and it's going to be awesome. So, in addition to, of course, the announcement from Games Workshop that the game is not dead, or at least one incarnation of the game is not dead. So we'll see what happens. I wish you all a happy new year and the very best for your New Year's resolutions. My resolution is to just paint all the models I absolutely can. I did 80 models this year. I'm going for 150 next year. Easy. So we'll see what happens with that. If I have to bite my words in my hobby vlog in exactly a year, So we'll see about that. Alright, so thanks friends, and comment if you have any suggestions for the campaign. As I said, if you like what I painted so far this year, stuff like that, like the video of course, and subscribe to my channel if you liked what I put out during the year of 2015 and would like to see more in 2016. And of course, support your hobby, and happy strategy battle gaming going into the new year.